Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to PlayView. I'm your host, gurvmlk, and today we are diving back into the world of Ranger X. Because even though we beat the game, we're not quite finished with it yet. There's a couple things I wanted to show off involving some mistakes of mine before. I made some mistakes with the main recording that I wanted to show. And then there's also a little something extra I wanted to do before calling this game quits. So, I just need to beat this boss real quick. I'll come back to you when I've done that. And then we'll get on to the bonus material of this game. See you there. And here we are, once again, diving into the Huna headquarters on the final level of the game. But this time I'm going to be getting something. While doing some research on various things involving the game, during editing of my Let's Play of it, I discovered something. There's a special weapon in this stage. One that I never knew existed because I never found it myself, and it's the one weapon in the game that the instruction manual doesn't mention. And it's gotten by bumping these guys over and over again until they drop it. From what I read, it's just a random thing. I have checked this before to kind of experiment around with it a bit. So this is basically what I have to do, just kick these guys around until they drop it. I don't know if it has to be the ones at the beginning of the stage, or if it can be any of them throughout the level. But I think I just gotta keep kicking them and making them drop their shields. Let's get rid of this guy. And eventually they should drop it. And I never knew it was a thing. And when I found out about it, needless to say, there it is. Alright, I think that's how it works. I think you just gotta take him out with the kick, or ram, which would imply that the kicking actually does do damage, just a very small amount. And now we got this special weapon that I didn't get during the previous playthrough, because until I was editing the footage, I didn't know this thing existed. So we're just gonna show it off a bit. It's this thing on my back. If I press the B button, it'll activate a barrier that constantly drains energy, so it's a definite power hog, but it makes you invincible, and it does damage to anything you pass through. As you can see, I can just ram into things and they die. And it can also be helpful on parts like this. I just turn the barrier on and I can blow through that, and apparently it can even take those things out, which is something no other weapon can do. I actually didn't realize that when I experimented with this last time. The targets just fly into them and they die. You can see why the weapon is so hidden, because... And I thought the burn was broken, but this thing... sure, you only have it for the final stage, and that's only if you know it exists and happen to acquire it, but... this thing really just is overpowered. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't notice that. That's weird. It doesn't go to your back when you turn left. It stays to your left side no matter which way you turn. The sprite changes directions, but it doesn't shift with your body. I wonder if yeah, even when I do, that's weird. I'm sure it's just a graphical glitch, but it makes me wonder, is it supposed to be like that on your back? Or is it supposed to be like that on your front? Like, which way is the correct way? I would honestly assume that's the correct way. That looks a bit more natural to the shape of the sprite. Not to mention, when you're looking that way, you're basically missing an arm. But it's also a barrier, so it kind of makes sense to have it armed to your back, like antenna. So, I don't know which is the correct way, but that's interesting. I didn't notice that before. Back to plowing through this stage mindlessly with this overpowered thing. Honestly, even though I know about this weapon, I feel like it's one I wouldn't typically bother to grab when playing through the game. I feel like I wouldn't want something that's overpowered. It's kind of like in Mega Man X, how I typically ignore grabbing the Hadouken, I'm not getting energy there, and just play through the game without it because I just don't want to have such an overpowered weapon. So I'll just skip it entirely. Let's just beat this guy real quick and then we can get to the next thing I wanted to show off. Can I not get under him? Oh, that's interesting. You can't get under him. I wonder if that's because of this weapon. I wonder if they did that so you couldn't just get right in his face with this thing and just destroy him. Honestly, if I had known that, I would have probably switched to a different weapon before starting this, just to get through this fight a little bit quicker. Well, the barrier sure makes this part easier. Alright, and here we are at the final boss once more. One thing I also forgot last time is that you can actually get your energy back. I did once accidentally, but those things that drain your energy, if you grab your energy that it gets drained out, you can retrieve it. This is just ridiculous. One thing I want to show off first is that I didn't really get to show this part off very well because I kind of just decided to wipe him out with the giant energy beam. But like I said before, to fight this guy, normally what you're supposed to do, because that thing in front of it will block his shots, but it will also reflect his own shots. Ow, ow, ow. So what you normally want to do is position this thing. This is harder than I remember it being. But you position this thing so it reflects his bullets back at him. It's tedious, but I kind of like it. It's just a really interesting mechanic. And while this is happening, I wanted to bring up the other thing I wanted to mention is when I played through this before, I said that when you beat the game on easy, it doesn't let you complete the game. Well, I remembered that wrong, because I remember getting to the end and there was a screen at the end that says, now try the game on normal. So, like with many other Sega Genesis games that I was familiar with at that age, where you couldn't beat the game on easy, I assumed that's what was going on. But that's not true. In fact, because here I am on easy fighting the final boss. As a kid, I just assumed there was another stage or another boss after this, and it wasn't the end. And then by the next time I rented the game, I no longer remembered exactly how far easy let me go. But if I kill this guy real quick, as you remember from the previous playthrough, this is definitely the final boss. This is the end of the game. It's on easy. But all you're barred from on easy is the ending. Here we get congratulations. Let's challenge normal rank. So, contrary to what I said before, you can beat the game on easy. It's just, if you do, you don't get the ending credits or the ending scenes of the game. I just wanted to show that off to correct myself, and also here's this little scene that we didn't get to see last time, and I'm sure lots of people don't see. And if you played this game and remembered similarly to me, there you go. Now your memory can also be corrected of the mistake it made all those years ago. With that said, we still have one more thing to check out. Hey everybody, and welcome to EX Ranza, also known as Ranger X. This is the Japanese version of the game, and the reason we are doing this is because there's a bonus level in this game. One that I have never played before, and it's only in the Japanese version. I'm having to use an emulator for this, so if the game looks different in any way, that's the reason why. First off, what? Why won't it let me, is it normal that I have to do? Let's see if I can even do this code, first of all. I don't know if there's any... See if that worked. I don't know if there's any, like, indicator that's supposed to, like, tell me if it worked or not. It just said, the code just says to do it extremely fast. Oh boy, I gotta actually make it. The code says to put it on easy, but only normal and hard exist. How fast do I have to do it? It says do ABC, ABC really fast. But how fast? That's so weird. Sorry, this is a little weird. I'm just trying to get this code to work. I'm confused. I'm gonna have to check something. I'm gonna have to look this up or something, because the thing says to go on easy. I'll be right back. At least now I know that there is, like, a sound that plays. Got it! Alright, I did it! I looked it up. The internet just said, yeah, it's just... The reason easy wasn't showing up is because it's not enabled by default in the Japanese version. The code is what unlocks it, and is what also gives you access to the special level. So, I was trying to just get more information, and I didn't really get more information, so to speak, but at least now I'm not confused. So here we go. I guess I just gotta select easy and then start the game. And it should take me to the special level. And... easy! Ow, 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 ow. Easy. So I guess since this stage is only available on... Is that Sonic? I can shoot through these. Got my flamethrower. Do I have any other... Okay, I just have the starting weapons. This is fascinating. I don't really have much to say, because I've never seen this before. It's just fascinating playing a stage in this game that I've never experienced. Wow, what? I shoot clouds and spikes appear? They hurt, I assume. Alright, bullets like... This is a weird stage. See? Good cat. Seems incomplete. What is that? Shoot the cat. What the? Okay. Take this thing out. So, evidently that's the target. But I want to explore. There's not really enemies. What's that cat saying? I feel like I would have known at one point. Oh, I can't shoot that cat. I can shoot those cats. Is this like... What is with this level? I mean, clearly, I get the impression that this level isn't finished. Or something. When I looked online, they referred to it as a tutorial level. So, I guess that's what it is. Just a level to kind of figure out how the game plays. But why would it be hidden behind a code is the question. The only thing I can figure is maybe they didn't finish the stage. Because that's some simplistic mechanics to it, like having to take those guys out to clear the path and having to blow through rocks. The only thing I can imagine is maybe they didn't finish the stage. So they hid it behind a code, which also inadvertently locked the easy mode as well. Because it seems kind of strange that the easiest difficulty would be hidden behind a code. Because obviously that's the difficulty that people are going to want to play first. I mean, I can understand the highest difficulty being hidden behind a code, but not the easiest. What's this? Danger! Yes, it sure is. Danger made of spikes. Ow, 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 ow! Okay, I don't want to lose at this stupid... Okay, this part's actually kind of interesting. Gotta figure out how to fly efficiently. It's weird how I lost Indra so early on in this level. And that's it! That was fun. It was simple, but it was fun doing a stage I've never experienced before in the game. And I guess after that, it just goes on to the main story, which is weirdly in English. I have not seen any Japanese text in this game so far, except for with that cat and dog in the previous level, yet this is the Japanese version of the game. Huh. So there you have it. That was an experience. For me, at least. Some people may have seen that before, but I sure as heck haven't. I knew it existed for years, but I never bothered looking into it because it was only in the Japanese version of the game. I'll probably never do that again, because it's kind of a hassle bothering to do this on an emulator, and not only that, but there really just wasn't that much to it. A boss would have been nice, just to kind of wrap it up. Well, I guess that's it. I don't really have anything else to say. I'm just plowing through these enemies, rambling on. It was fun doing... It's an interesting feeling doing something in a game like that. Something that you've been playing this game for so long. It's interesting to then go back and do something in the game that you've never experienced for one reason or another, either because it was a regional thing, or it's just something you never knew about. So, yeah, this has been an interesting experience. I hope it was interesting for all of you. It was definitely interesting for me. This was a fun little bonus episode, revisiting some wrong memories and fiddling around with some stuff that I never even knew existed or I was aware of, but just never got around to. I'm actually glad now that I never did that bonus stage before, because it allowed me to do it for this video. With that said, we'll end the video here with this pathetic boss. I'll see you guys next time.